Hello and welcome to the Garden Light Shop. In this video we'll be talking all things transformers and hopefully sort of giving you some tips and tricks as to what to do with the transformers and what they do, which is quite essential, and how to perhaps select the right transformer for your needs. In the Techmar Garden Lights range there's initially 3 transformers that we supply. They all are doing the same job, so they're converting your mains voltage at home down to a 12 volt safe voltage, which basically makes it plug and play and a DIY system. So all transformers plug in to a UK socket. Now that could be a socket you've got inside, it could be one of these outdoor sockets that you've probably all seen, that keep everything nice and waterproof once the lid's shut and the plug's in. And they also have 2 meters of mains flex before you get to the transformer. All our transformers are designed to be outside, but they are designed to be wall mounted, and they come with wall fixing holes, so you could put them on a post, you could put them on a wall, whatever. They're designed to be kept off the ground. Okay, if you want them to sit on the ground, they need to go into some kind of dry box, and we do different size dry boxes for different size transformers, different colours. Some of them are wall mounting, some of the smaller ones aren't. They're just designed to have the transformer in there and just sit on the ground, very much the same as the ones you'd use for Christmas lights, that sort of thing. The transformer is the backbone of the system. Okay, so that's where it all starts. Like I said, it converts mains voltage into a safe 12 volt voltage, which basically means it's safe for everyone. If you cut the cable, it's not gonna kill anyone, that sort of thing. If a dog had a chew, or the gardener decided to put a spade through it or something like that, it's not going to kill anyone. It's totally safe. The 3 transformers in the range, I'll explain a little bit about them and what they do and the differences, because they all share the same input, UK plug, the 2 meters of cable, but from there they become different sizes, different outputs, slightly different characteristics. So the range starts with a little 24 watt version. Okay, now this is a 12 volt DC transformer, and basically the Techmar system is all optimized to run off 12 volt AC or DC. Okay, it doesn't matter, as long as it gets sufficient 12 volt supply, it will take a 12 volt AC or DC supply. So that we start with a 24 watt DC transformer. This can be loaded to a maximum of 24 watts, okay, because it's DC. That 24 watts is a combination, a lighting load that you're putting on it, so that's the total of the wattage of all the lights, plus any 12 volt switches that we do that you may need to allocate a little bit of wattage out the capacity. Then we go to the 60 watt version, which sits in the middle, and this is a 12 volt AC output, so this needs derating, so you can't run this at 60 watts. With LED loading, and all our lights are LED, when you initially switch on the lights, there's a very high inrush current associated with LED lighting, which basically for a split second puts this transformer under a lot of excess loading. So this needs to be derated by 25%, so you can only use 45 watts of this capacity, 60 watt capacity for LED lighting. Again, designed to be outside, it's IP rated, but wall mounted or in a box. Then we go to the big one in the range, which is the 150 watt. Will run about 110 watts because again it's 12 volt AC output and it needs derating. This one's slightly different because it does come with a fuse on the output. There's a fuse in there already, and it also comes with a little spare fuse in a little plastic bag attached to the top of the fuse. So don't throw that away, keep it somewhere safe just in case you ever need it. So all these transformers, all very robust, and they're the backbone of the system. So you need to make sure that you get the right transformer to cope with what you want to put in the garden, and potentially what you might want to put in the garden later on, because this is DIY and you can easily add lights to it. it gets quite infectious, and you'll very quickly work out that you could just put another light somewhere else, or you might be that you might think, oh, I've got lights in the back garden, I'm going to use the same transformer, but I'm going to run a system around to the front garden and, you know, illuminate the front garden. So you do need to think about the transformer right at the beginning. You can, for instance, you know, if you wanted 10 2-watt mini spotlights, you use the 24-watt transformer. 10 times 2 is 20. You're only going to have 4 watts spare on this transformer, so you can put another 2-watt lights on it. After that, the transformer is at its maximum and it's working to its maximum, so you can't put any more. We do get a lot of clients that will buy a small transformer. A year later, they want to extend the system. They ring us up and they say, you know, how much capacity have I got on the system? And providing it's all bought from us, we can work that out for you on your order history. And quite a lot of the time, we have to sort of say to customers, well, you've got a few watts spare on it, and they want to put more on, so they then will have to buy the next one up to run the system that they, you know, for all the additions. That means that the one they've got is redundant, waste of money. So we would always say, think about not only what you're putting on now, but what if you want to expand it later on. And certainly if you had 20 watts running on a 24-watt transformer potentially, it makes sense probably just go for the 60-watt. For the extra money, go for the 60-watt. You know, then you've got probably another 25 watts of capacity just in case you need it. And likewise 60 to the 150. If you've got long systems, let's say over 40 meters, you know, of a cable run, we would always recommend perhaps going for the bigger transformer. Bigger transformers tend to cope slightly better with volt drop. So, you know, on longer systems, they're just going to do a better job for you. And again, you know, getting the right transformer from the start is the critical thing for you. So really, to decide what you want, you really need to think about what lighting you want in the garden and what lights you know are going to do different jobs. You know, not every light has to be the same in the garden. You can mix and match. You can have some lights that do, you know, trees, and they need to be more powerful. You can have some that do sort of, you know, small, medium-sized shrubs. You can have some mini spotlights, just picking out sort of, you know, plants on a rockery, that sort of thing. Or you might have post lights going down a pathway, or step lights to, you know, guide you down a step to make it safer. All those things, just think about the, you know, have a look at the lights you want, either online at gardenlightshop.com or look through one of our brochures, that sort of thing. Every light has got the running wattage on it. Select the lights, the quantity, total it all up. If you're going to get to sort of, you know, 30 watts, you need a 60-watt transformer, run at 45 watts. You know, if you're at 70 watts, it's a no-brainer. You need to go for the 150-watt transformer. They are like I say, the backbone of the system. So that is, you know, very important that you get that right. We're here to help. So if you have any questions whatsoever about it, you know, you can email us, you can give us a call, and we're more than happy to help you to advise what it is you really need, and that sort of thing. But thank you for watching, and see you again soon. Thank you.